Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Today, this week's Parsha Shir, Parsha Shmois, we'll do a little different because Baruch Hashem, the Eibishter has blessed us to fulfill the mitzvah of Achnasas Archim, and some of our wonderful students from Online Smicha are here celebrating Chaf Teves, which is the Rambam's yahrzeit. They all sang L'chaim in honor of the Rambam's yahrzeit. So everybody's in a happy mood, a merry mood. Let's talk about something very interesting you find in this week's Parsha. You find, we all know that Moshe Rabbeinu is Goyal Rishon, and he's the Goyal Achron. He was the first Redeemer, took us out of Mitzrayim. Hashem chose him to take us out of Mitzrayim, and somehow he's attributed to be connected to the Goyal Achron. Right? To Mashiach. In this week's Parsha, you're going to find, I looked up about 4 different Balaturims, which makes a direct connection between Moshe Rabbeinu and David HaMelech in psukim that are made reference in our parsha. So the first one I would like to begin is in Perek Dalid, Pasuk Lamed Aleph. Over here, it's after Hashem chose Moshe Rabbeinu to be to redeem Klal Yisrael. So Moshe calls Aaron. Moshe tells the Ziknei Yisrael, okay, let's get the ball rolling. Let's do what we got to do to get out of this place. So Aaron collects the Ziknei Yisrael. But then there is a pasuk that says, Vayamein the Yidden heard to what Aaron was saying, and they believed. They trusted. They're in Mitzrayim for so many years, hundreds of years, and they're bitter. And somebody comes and says, Hashem told us that we are going to redeem you. Vayamein And actually, the Gemara in Shabbos says, Mikan sheYisrael ma'aminim heim. From here we know the very famous statement that Yidden are believers. They could be in Golus for so many years, lost, God forbid, beaten. But when somebody like a Moshe and Aaron and Ziknei Yisrael come and say the time has come, the Gemara says in the Gemara Shabbos, Mikan sheYisrael ma'aminim heim. Comes the Balaturim, and the Balaturim says that the pasuk, the reference in the pasuk is Vayamein ha'am. Yamein is a word of amunah. They had belief, they had trust. Says the Balaturim, the word Vayamein, Beis b'Menseira. We find that word twice in Tanakh. We find it here, and the second time we find it is Vayamein ha'am, Vayamein achish b'David. The second time is Vayamein achish b'David. Achish had faith in David. He trusted what David said. So we see a direct connection between the Amunah of Bnei Yisrael towards Moshe Rabbeinu and the Amunah of what took place, the same wording by David. Comes the Balaturim and summarizes it so beautiful. Shnei parnasim toivim amdu lehem liYisrael. There were 2 tremendous leaders that Klal Yisrael had, Moshe and David. Something in the word, the reason why the Yidden trusted specifically these 2 leaders, they had something very unique, and it's a tremendous lesson. And let's say it in point blank English, a true leader, it's not about him, it's about the people. And this is something that you find specifically by Moshe and David. How do we see that? Moshe Amar, when things got tough against Klal Yisrael, Moshe says, Hashem, Mecheni na b'sifrecha. Take me out of your Torah. If you're going to be mean, if you're going to punish Klal Yisrael, get me out of this. So it's not about me. It's about the people. And by David, we find the same type of behavior. David says, Tehina yad chabi, Hashem, if you want to punish me. But ve'ela hatzoin ma'asu. What are you punishing the youngsters, the animals? What do they deserve punishment? So a tremendous lesson we find in the similarity between true leadership like Moshe and David is they know when to take the blame, and even they take the blame, and Rahman al-Islam, they're willing to fall even when they are not at fault for the people. Moshe did that, and David HaMelech did that. And that is why they are the ones that are referred to as the Goyalim. Moshe is a Goyal Rishon, and Shnei Parnasim Toivim LiYisrael. And David Mashiach is the Goyal Achron. Once we're on that topic, I'll show you 3 more places where in this week's parsha we find a similarity, a connection between Moshe and David. The pasuk says, earlier in Perek Gimel, pasuk Yud Aleph, the pasuk says, "Vayomer Moshe el Elikim." Moshe says to Hashem, "Mi anoichi ke'elach el Paroi." Who am I? I should go to Paroi. Paroi is the monster. I'm a nobody. Here too, the Baal HaTurim says, "Beis b'Mesorah." This type of expression, "Who am I? I'm a nobody." It's also found twice. We find it here by Moshe Rabbeinu. Mi anoichi. I'm nobody. V'idach mi anoichi ki avisani ad haloim. There's another pasuk that somebody says, "Who am I? Why did Hashem merit me to get to here?" Gabe David. David also has that feeling of humble. And the Baal HaTurim goes on to say that Moshe wanted that his family should be Malchus, and the Malchus royalty, Malchus was taken away from him, given to David. But this is all because, that's the connection. This is all because of this great behavior of being humble. Being humble, and that's to connect to what we said before. You're willing to take the fall for somebody else. Another pasuk we find in Perek Vav, pasuk Chav Gimel. Perek Vav, pasuk Chav Gimel. That's towards the end of the parsha. The pasuk says, Perek Vav, it's not Vav Chav Gimel. It says, Vahatzel, go save the Yidden. So over there, the Baal HaTurim says too, this is an expression that you find specifically by Moshe and David. So the point I want to stress here is true leadership is when you know that it's not about you, and you're willing to be sacrificed, you're willing to take the fault and help for somebody else. That is true leadership.